doesn't always hide in museums. Sometimes, it hides in your pocket. For years, millions of Americans carried this coin without a second thought. They spent it, dropped it into vending machines, and tossed it into jars. To them, it was just a quarter. But in 1999, something happened that changed American coins forever. For the first time in history, quarters stopped looking the same. A new program was born. 50 states, 50 designs, 50 stories, and one state had to go first. That state was Delaware. At first glance, the coin looks ordinary. A man riding a horse, some words, a date, nothing special, or so it seems. Because every detail on this coin was placed there for a reason. The rider, the horse, the year. Even the smallest design choices tell a story that began more than 200 years ago. A story involving danger, urgency, and a race against time. Most people never notice it. They see a quarter and move on. But collectors know something different. They know that some Delaware quarters are more than pocket change. Some contain unusual features. Some have mint varieties. And some are still being searched for today. The strange part? Many of these coins are still out there, hidden in coin jars, forgotten in drawers, mixed into everyday change, waiting for someone to look a little closer. But before we talk about rarity, before we talk about value, you need to understand the man on the horse, because his journey is the reason this coin exists at all. And once you hear that story, you'll never look at the 1999 Delaware Quarter the same way again. More than 220 years before the Delaware Quarter was created, America faced a critical decision. The year was 1776. The colonies were debating whether to break away from Britain forever. The vote will be close. Every state mattered. Every vote mattered. And Delaware had a problem. One of its representatives was missing. Without him, Delaware might not cast the vote needed to support independence. That representative was Caesar Rodney. At the time, he was more than 80 miles away. Yet when he learned what was happening, he made a choice. He mounted his horse and rode through the night. Rain poured down. Roads were rough. The journey was dangerous. But Rodney kept going. Hour after hour, mile after mile, knowing that every moment counted. Finally, he reached Philadelphia, exhausted but determined. And when the vote took place, Delaware supported independence. That decision helped change the course of American history. More than 2 centuries later, that legendary ride was chosen for the design of the 1999 Delaware Quarter. The rider you see on the coin is Caesar Rodney. The horse represents this famous journey. And every time someone looks at that quarter, they're looking at a moment that helped shape a nation. Most people never realize it. They see a man on a horse. Collectors see history. And that's what makes this coin so different. Because hidden inside 25 cents is a story that changed America. At first glance, the 1999 Delaware Quarter seems simple. A man on a horse, a few words, a date, nothing unusual. But the more closely you look, the more details begin to appear. At the center of the coin is Caesar Rodney, frozen in the middle of his historic ride. His horse isn't standing still, it's moving forward, a symbol of urgency. A reminder that history is often shaped by people who refuse to stop. Look beneath the rider, and you'll find the words, "The First State." Most people read those words and move on, but they're actually one of the most important clues on the coin. Delaware earned that title because it became the first state to ratify the United States Constitution in 1787. That achievement gave Delaware a permanent place in American history. And that's exactly why it became the first coin in the state quarters program. But there's another detail many people miss. The date on the coin isn't 1776, it's 1999. That's because this coin doesn't celebrate the past alone. It connects two different moments in history, one from the founding of America and one from the beginning of a new era in coin collecting. In a way, the Delaware Quarter tells two stories at once, the story of a state and the story of a coin program that would capture the attention of millions. Every line, every word, every design choice was carefully planned. Nothing was added by accident. And that's what makes this quarter different from ordinary pocket change. It's more than money. It's a piece of history hidden in plain sight. But while most people focused on the design, collectors started paying attention to something else. Something much smaller. Something that could turn an ordinary quarter into a sought-after find. A tiny detail most people never even notice. The mint mark. And that's where the mystery starts to get even deeper. To most people, a quarter is a quarter. Spend it. Drop it into a machine. Forget about it. But collectors know something different. Sometimes, the smallest details matter the most. And one of those details is called a mint mark, a tiny letter found on the coin, so small that millions of people never notice it. On the 1999 Delaware Quarter, you might find a P or a D. The P means the coin was made in Philadelphia. The D means it was made in Denver. At first, the difference seems meaningless. After all, both coins are worth 25 cents, right? Not always, because collectors often search for specific versions from specific mints, and that's only the beginning. During the minting process, mistakes can happen. Machines can shift. Dies can wear out. Metal can move in unexpected ways. When that happens, unusual coins are created. Coins that were never supposed to exist. Some Delaware quarters were struck slightly off-center. Others showed unusual marks or design abnormalities. Tiny differences. Tiny mistakes. But in the world of coin collecting, those mistakes can attract serious attention, because rare errors are often much harder to find than ordinary coins. Think about it. Millions of Delaware quarters were produced, but only a small number developed unusual characteristics. That's what makes them interesting. The rarer the mistake, the more collectors want to find it. And here's the strange part. Many people spend these coins without ever noticing. They pass from hand to hand, store to store, pocket to pocket, completely unnoticed. Some might still be hiding in old jars. Some might be sitting in collections. And some could still be circulating today. Which means there's always a chance that an ordinary-looking quarter isn't ordinary at all. A chance that something rare has been hiding in plain sight. And once collectors realized that possibility, the hunt truly began. And that's what makes the 1999 Delaware Quarter so fascinating. Not because it's made of silver, not because it's the oldest coin in America, but because it reminds us of something important. Sometimes, the most interesting treasures aren't hidden in pirate chests or locked inside vaults. Sometimes they're hiding in places we never think to look. A drawer, a coin jar, a forgotten collection, even the loose change sitting in your pocket right now. Think about how many times people have held this coin without realizing what it represents. A legendary ride through the night, a state that became the first in the nation, the beginning of the state quarters program, and for a lucky few, the possibility of finding an unusual variety or minting error. That's what keeps collectors searching. Not the guarantee of finding something rare, but the possibility. The idea that the next coin they examine could be different, could be special, could tell a story nobody expected. And that's exactly why coin collecting continues to attract people of all ages. Every coin has a history, Every design has a purpose. Every detail has a story waiting to be discovered. The Delaware Quarter is proof of that. Millions were made. Millions were spent. Yet more than 2 decades later, people are still talking about it, still collecting it, still searching for the best examples, because some coins are worth more than their face value, and some stories are worth more than the metal they're printed on. So the next time you come across a 1999 Delaware Quarter, don't rush past it. Take a closer look. Look at the rider. Look at the horse. Look at the words, "The First State." And remember that you're holding more than 25 cents. You're holding a piece of American history, a reminder of a journey that helped shape a nation. And who knows, maybe the next quarter you find won't just have a story. Maybe it will have a secret. If you enjoyed uncovering the hidden story behind the 1999 Delaware Quarter, make sure to subscribe and join us for more incredible discoveries. Because here at DT World Class Coins, we don't just look at coins, we uncover secrets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.